Hello friends, in this video we would be having a demo of the X32DBG software, which is basically a disassembler. So what this software does, basically it converts the assembly level, the machine level language back to the assembly level language. And why is this important? Because sometimes in cases where we do not have the actual file, we want to analyze the working of a program, okay? And for that, we have to convert when the program runs on the system, it runs in the machine level, like the CPU understands the machine level language, right? So we basically extracted machine level language and we convert that back to the assembly level language, and then we analyze the code, okay, so that we can have a very clear understanding on the execution of the program. Now this technique can also be very useful to bypass the password check of many exe files, because there are many cases where we when we analyze a file, it is password protected, okay. So there are two techniques. So first is either we find the correct password of it, or the second one is to be where we bypass the check, we bypass the condition that validates the password. So finding the password is okay for some techniques. There are already videos of that in my channel, you can check that out. And the other technique is we are trying to bypass the condition where the password is being validated. So this is what we will be focusing on today's demo. So for this I have taken this CrackMe software. We can easily search that on Google, the fast CrackMe, and we can download that. Now please note that this thing is actually illegal to be done on any paid software or any publicly available software, or in tech website, or not website, any exe file or any software, okay. So do not try this on any normal software. It is completely illegal. Try it only on those softwares which are designed for learning purpose, designed for educational purpose, like this one, okay. So this particular application is designed for learners, for beginners. So we can easily download this exe file over here, and we can practice our skills on this. So if I run this file, we can see that no matter whatever input we give, okay, it always gives us it basically tells that it is not correct, okay. So if I give a another random input, so basically if I give a username which is less than 4 characters, this is the error message which I'm seeing. And if I give a bigger username, this is the error message which I'm seeing, because in either of the cases my username and password are not known to me. So in this case, we will not try to find the actual username or password. We will try to bypass this check, and for that we'll be using this X32 disassembler, okay. So I'll go to this X32DBG, click on file, click on open, go to desktop. Over here I have click on CrackMe, okay. So this is basically the assembly level code of this particular file, okay. I will click on run and right click, click on search for current module string references, okay. So these are all the string references in this particular exe file. So we can see that we have this bad boy and username must have at least 4 characters string in one part, okay. Another part has this correct code, goodbye, yes, that's the right code. So this is a success message code which we want to see, right? We want the control to directly go to this particular unit, and it should not be stuck on anywhere else. And this is again the error message for giving a wrong username which is more than 4 characters. So let's see that individually. So if we go over here, okay, so in this case we can see this error message is shown in this particular block. We can see this is where the block starts, and okay, this is where the jump statement is, okay. So this block starts from here and it ends with this return statement over here, okay. So this is the block of code that is executed if the username is less than 4 characters. So how is this done? See, over here we have a conditional jump statement. It is basically comparing some values, and then we have a conditional jump that is jumping to this location 401163. 401163, as we can see from the arrow, is over here. Basically, if the username is not less than 4 characters, if it is more than 4 characters, it is jumping to this location and the execution continues. But if the username is less than 4 characters, this jump is not happening, and the code comes to this line, and then this error message is displayed, and finally the leave statement and return statements are called. So the first step is bypassing this thing, so that even if the username is less than 4 characters, the control should go to this particular place. So what I mean to say is that irrespective of any condition, the control should always go to this particular 401163 memory location. So I'll double click this, right click, sorry, and I will click on assemble. And over here, I'll change the JA, which is conditional jump, to JMP, which is basically jump without any condition. It will simply jump. It won't check for any other condition. So every time the control comes here, it will directly jump to this particular location where the execution will continue. So this particular block of code is now bypassed. So even if the username is less than 4 characters, this particular block of code is now bypassed. So if I scroll down, I can see the other one as well. Yeah. So this is the block of code that will be executed if the condition is true, and this is the block of code that will be executed if the condition is, if the username password is not correct. And we were always seeing this code. So let's understand what is happening over here. So basically there is some OR statement, some sort of a comparison is being done, and then a conditional jump if not equal to 0 to this location 4012D4. So basically if something is not equal, after this OR statement, if something is not equal, then you jump to this memory location 4012D4, which is basically this one. So this statement, as we can see, this one we know is basically the jump to that statement which is executed if the code is not correct, right? So if the code is correct, then this jump, if this is equal, right? So if this is equal, then this statement will fail. So this jump will not happen. So this block of code won't be executed. What will be executed? This block of code will be executed. This 4012BE will be executed. This line will be executed, followed by this, and then 4012E8. That is, will directly bypass to this particular line. Okay. So this entire block will be bypassed if the correct code is entered in the system. Okay. So yeah, this particular code will be bypassed. So now what we want that irrespective of the values that we enter, always this block of code should be bypassed, and we should always get this particular block of code executed. So we have to modify this jump if not equal to 0 to 4012D4. So we have to modify this line, and what we can do, we can change this 4012D4, is basically this pointing to this block of code. We can change it to 4012BE. So in that case, even if it is equal, well and good, it will automatically execute this. Even if it is not equal, jump if not equal to 0, then it is going to like execute this particular block of code. So we will always get this error message. So what we can do, we can just right click and I'll click on assemble, and I'll change this to JMP 4012DE. So now it won't check for anything. It will automatically jump to this particular block of code every time. Okay. And over here, it will again print this correct message. And after that, it will jump to 4012E8. That is, the control will directly flow to this particular area and the execution will continue. Meaning to say, this particular block of code, which is called for the incorrect values, is always bypassed. This will never be executed, and that is exactly what we need. Okay, so now we have bypassed this password check. So let's check that. I'll now create a patch. So see, this is how a patch file is created, because we know that many cracked versions of the software are there available on third-party websites. So this is how they create the patch. Okay, they bypass the password check. So if I click on this patch, I can see all the changes that I have done. I can either export the patch file, okay, save patch option, or I can like select to patch this particular file only. So I'll crackme2.exe. I'll save another exe file. This is the patched version of the exe file. Okay, I'll now close this to minimize this app. Now this is the version, the new one. If I give a username which is less than 2 characters and any random password, see, neither am I getting the small user like less than 4 characters username error message, nor am I getting the incorrect error like username error message. It is giving me the correct. It is saying that the password and username password entered is correct. If I give any other random username, a long one, and I click on check it, again it says it's the right code. So this is how we can use this disassembly technique to analyze the assembly level code and modify it as per our requirement to create a patch file that can behave like the way we want to do. So this is how the flow of the program is like modified based on our requirement. So before closing this video, another humble request, please do not try this technique on normal softwares as it is illegal. Please try it only on those applications which are designed particularly for testing and for learning purpose. Hope this video was informative. Thank you for your time.